What's up with art in Columbus? Do we even have an art scene? Hey, what's up everyone? Andy Howell here, local real estate agent right here in Columbus, Ohio. I love making videos, explaining about why I love Columbus, the cool things like the art we have going on in Columbus. If you are somebody who's interested in knowing more about Columbus, maybe you're moving here, maybe you're moving away from here, maybe you just want to know more, this channel is for you. Reach down, hit that subscribe button. Better yet, my contact information is down below. If you got any questions, I love hearing from you guys. Give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. You know where to find me. Coming up with these video ideas, it can be kind of challenging. I'm trying to put myself in your perspective as somebody who is considering moving here or just wants to know more about Columbus and geez, what do you want to know? What do I know that I take for granted that you might want to know? Well, art is not one of them. There are people, way artsier people than me, but I'm trying to come up and brainstorm with ideas. I asked Paul here that's shooting the video, hey, you know, what would you want to know? What would be a cool video topic? A couple months ago, he said, hey, maybe art. So I thought about that, and I just happened to open an email and they were talking about this. They were talking about art in Columbus. So here we are. If you're not familiar with art at all in Columbus, you're going to be quite surprised. If you just drive around, we have you know, a lot of public art. There's a lot of murals, there's graffiti, there's fountains, there's museums. There is a lot going on here. So in this video, I really want to focus on those visual arts. A couple months back, we did a video all about music and performing arts. You can find that right here. But today we're focusing very much on visual arts. And for me, that all starts with our great public art we have here in Columbus. We are here in Franklinton by the Gravity Development. Look at all this art behind me. We've got this sculpture behind me. There's a mural over my right shoulder. There's some art with flora over here on the building, just art everywhere. So back in 2019, the Arts Council created a comprehensive list of all the public art in Columbus and really the state of Ohio. Now, when I say public art, I mean sculptures, I mean fountains, I mean historical theaters, I mean murals, graffiti, all those things. So they created this app called the Arts Walk app. There are 15 different neighborhoods that have a map here in Columbus, and you can go and you can tour them and you can look at the different artwork, and there's even a recording from the artist about maybe what inspired them about the particular art piece or just something about the art. That is really cool. There's great neighborhoods you can walk through like the Brewery District, like Clintonville, Franklinton, Short North, and many others. So for me, I just love the playfulness and lightness of having art in public. I think it makes our spaces more inviting, more warm, and inspiring, right? So wanted to take you guys on a quick look at a couple of my favorite public art spots here in Columbus. So let's take a look. All right, so I am here in Franklinton, down by the river and Rich, and I'm on the art walk. I've never used this app. This is my first time. First impressions, there is a ton of art down here in Franklinton. There are 118 pieces listed on the Art Walk app. I'm sure there's way more art. I mean, there's just, you know, there's graffiti everywhere, really cool artwork. That's pretty cool right there. Anyway, what I was hoping is when I was researching this and it was saying there's different routes you can take, I thought it was going to be more like they had a planned out route, start here, finish here. And maybe that is, maybe I'm just not using the app right, but there's 118 pieces here. I'm not even sure where to start here in Franklinton. So I'm just going to start with the ones that are nearest to me. So we shall see. Okay, I have found my first art piece. There's tons of art pieces everywhere, but this is the first one on the map. This is called Wild Love by a local artist by way of Cleveland, Brian Anthony. He made this during the pandemic, and he stated, I listened to the audio, it was really significant to him because actually Wild Goose Creative gave him his start back in 2014. He had his first show, it sounds like, at Wild Goose Creative. So this is the first art piece. On to the next one. All right, so I am outside of Land Grant. I've got this next mural here by Miss Birdie. That's AKA, this was actually her first, she was a street artist, her first piece of legal public art back in 2013. So this is done with acrylic and some spray paint, some brushwork. I was just listening to the audio of her explaining this, and she said she had done this with local artist Jacob Tanner, and at one point this had gotten some backlash because people felt like, hey, why is, honestly, that was my first reaction, why is the Michigan guy tackling the Ohio State guy? And her perspective was a little bit different. She said, well, you know, she was looking at it as, yeah, the Michigan guy is tackling the Ohio State guy, but it also looks like the Ohio State football player is persevering. So just wanted, she's trying to express that, winning isn't always about dominance, but persevering over this maybe 1 yard goal line stand or something. So anyway, on to the next one. Next up is right behind Brewdog. I've got this giant squid by Scottish artist Craig Fisher. It's just really cool. You guys probably have seen this in some of my other videos in Franklinton, but we got this giant squid, sea monster looking thing, all done in spray paint, which is pretty cool. And Craig's I listened to the audio file, which is really cool to hear the perspective of the voice of the artist and kind of what they were thinking about how they did it. He mentioned that all this is spray paint, and part of his stylization is to put a black outline on everything. He really enjoyed this gray background with the pink color. Really pops. I agree. I mean, this is really cool. Something I always think about when we're going to shoot. Franklinton is always on the top of the list. 118, I mentioned things of art, points of interest here. There's probably more than that in Franklinton. I have noticed some of them are a bit old. This is all volunteer work, so you can't really hate on Columbus Arts Council, the creation of this app and maintaining the app. This one, the Franklinton train, probably been here for a few years. There wasn't any audio on this one, but it's just on somebody's house. There's some vines growing over it, as you can see. On to the next one. So I'm only seeing a couple of these today. I came down here thinking this was going to be I think online it said a 2.3 mile walk. And I thought, 2 hours would be plenty. It's not nearly enough time. You could spend the whole day down here. Obviously, you're going to spend some time looking at the art, listening to the audio. That Franklinton sign's on one of the art things too. But there's this is, I think I said previously that this ought to be an art district. I really think it is. There's just so much art here. It seems like there's more than the short north. So I'm headed to one of the most iconic sculptures here. You guys have probably seen it before. Stay tuned. Okay, so this one's gonna look familiar. This is by a sculpture by Terry Allen. It's called Scioto Lounge on the Bridge. It's a deer made with bronze and sealed with wax, but it's got a great view looking over downtown here. They didn't leave any audio about this, so not sure what the inspiration or anything is. I do know people have started putting bike locks like we're on Fisherman's Wharf here, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, this is just random and fun to see, here with downtown Columbus in the background. Okay, so you guys see over my shoulder here, this big art sculpture that is about 100 feet tall, about 100 feet across. It's a 31-ton sculpture here on Columbus College of Art and Design's campus. We've also got the Columbus Museum of Art right here, local, so be sure to check that out. It's free on Sundays. Definitely check out that cafe. Super cool. They've got some really, actually, surprisingly good fare in there. So definitely be sure to check that out. and all the other, 133 or so different public art pieces right here in this area. But right now, I'm going to leave the Discovery District and head just close by over to the Short North. We'll do a walk there. So here I am, Short North, right along High Street. This is the first mural. I actually just parked across the street, just looking around, and here's the first one. This one's called Invasive Species, but there are a ton. I mean, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time, going to all these. There's hundreds. There's hundreds here. So I've seen another mural right over here, so I'm just gonna stop along. I think you really could make a whole day of it. Just come down to one of these neighborhoods like the Short North, check out some art, kind of eat and drink your way down High Street. There's tons of bars and restaurants here, and just cool stuff to look at. So let's see what's out there. So I think one of the things that's striking me here from just this short walk, look at that awesome mural behind me, is just that there's art everywhere, whether it's necessarily on the art walk or not. There's art everywhere here in the Short North. It is an arts district though, so let's keep going. So a lot of these murals, if you're coming off High Street, tuck down any of the alleys, you're gonna see the murals like this one here, down a lot of the alleys. Yeah, some kind of wave on that one. All right, this is one of the, well, at least what I think, one of the more popular pieces of public art here in the Columbus area. I am in Scioto Park up near Dublin. We're right along the Scioto River. And this, right behind me, is Chief Leatherlips. This art was built by public artist Ralph Helmick way back in 1990, and is limestone stacked and mortared. Chief Leatherlips was a local chief, Wyandotte chief here, and he was executed by his fellow tribesmen, and is said to haunt the area. But his execution site was very similar to where we are right now. It was said to be about 2 miles north of historic Dublin. That's where we are now. This piece was commissioned by the city of Dublin. The artist, although they didn't come out and say it, but the artist felt like Dublin was trying to establish more of a history, more of, show some roots for the area, because sometimes suburbs can have a lot of this sameness or lack of feeling of roots. So anyway, he at least felt that this helped establish or provide a look into some of the roots of the area. Chief Leatherlips, kind of cool. Staying in Dublin here, I am at the installation here. It's called Field of Corn, kind of known as, I call it Cornhenge, but these are about 100, I think there's 109, about 6'3", 1,500 pound concrete structures. You drive by this, it's kind of weird. We're really not far from Bridge Park, historic Dublin. And there's this park with all these concrete statues of corn. And really, the Dublin Arts Council commissioned an artist to come up with this, and it's kind of funny. They're like it's like a Arlington Cemetery or something. They're organized all in a row, and it's meant to represent kind of the death of all agriculture here, with the push of the suburbs into what is, Ohio it's a farm state, and all this development, all the how bustling Columbus is only because of all the success of agriculture here in the local area. So here we've got Cornhenge, kind of fun, and there's some Osage orange trees right over there. Check it out. If museums are more your speed, go check out the Columbus Museum of Art. They've got glass, they've got sculptures, they got paintings, they got modern art. Their Pizzuti collection, be sure to check out that modern art collection there. There's also a great little cafe there. We can go and get like an artsy little sandwich, a glass of wine, a beer, a coffee, go sit out, let the kids play in the fountain, let them play in the grass. So lots to like there. You've also, up on Ohio State's campus, you've got the Wexner Medical Center. And then, not technically a museum, but Franklin Park has a botanical gardens. Dale Chihuly they have the largest blown glass collection of Chihuly blown glass out there. So be sure to check that out. And then another fully immersive, almost museum-like experience is at Otherworld. This is a 32,000 square foot, kind of a mixed reality playground with secret passageways, and just definitely go check that out. Time Magazine actually called that in 2019 one of the most interesting places to visit in the world. We've also got some art districts here in Columbus. The Short North is our designated art district. There, the first Saturday of every month, they do the gallery hop, where you can go, eat and drink your way down High Street. You can check out the galleries there in the Short North. There's also usually performing artists, music that you can take in. So that's pretty cool. But Franklinton's not technically an art district, but there is a lot of art here. One of the art walks that I mentioned is right here in Franklinton. You've got a lot of public art over in Milo Grogan with their galleries and their murals that are constantly changing. Also, we have lots of festivals all throughout the year, culminating the Columbus Arts Festival, where as many as 500,000 people come through there, take in the art. So I think if you're not familiar with the Columbus art scene, it's going to be a little surprising to you. There are a lot of artists here. It's a robust scene. There's a lot of, when you're driving around, a lot of great art to look at. So you artists out there, drop a comment below. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what your favorite public art is here. Would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.